Hi everyone, it's me, Elizabeth Signs, aka Fairy Woman, and we are on day 4 of the Fairies Guide to Being Human Magical Companion video series. Um, when you've done things for 4 days in a row, it starts to become a routine. So I'm glad for all of you that have continued to tune in and started making this a part of your routine. It's becoming a routine for me too, which is nice. Nice to have a little bit of structure amid the chaos that we're all experiencing. As you know, I like to feature a website, online shop that is more of a small business of people I know. And in Seattle, we have 2 great shops, Monster and Ugly Baby Shop. And they both have online sites and they're owned by the same beautiful people. So this is one of their shirts I'm wearing. See if I can get it so you guys can all see it very well. Now, I'm old school, so I call it at love or at first sight. I know some of the newer people call it AT-AT. Sorry, I'm an old school Star Wars fan. I'm about the original trilogy. So they have the shirt available on their website. I've had this for a while. It's pretty worn. But actually, my husband and I will sometimes share shirts, and we've had this one and it got completely worn out and it got holes in it. I had to rebuy it. That's how much we've worn this shirt. Love it. I have the link in the description below, so if you want to go check them out. They have some really cool stuff. So, day 4, here we are, getting into a routine, getting structure. The fairy message from chapter 4 in the workbook is, be here now. Be here now. Be here now. How many times can we say this to you? You are riding the crest of a very big wave. If you look towards the distant shore you think you will land on, you'll lose your footing. I want to talk about that statement for a second. I love that. The distant shore you think you will land on, because we have this great idea about where we think we're going, what we're doing, where we think it's taking us. So the distant shore you think you'll land on. Anyways, you will lose your footing. Feel the rush of the water now. Be in the joy of this moment. You must focus on the breaths of this minute. We say this not only to break you out of thinking and get you into your feelings, but so that you must be very conscious and very aware of the choices you are making. You are standing at a pivotal point. So many possibilities exist for you in this exact moment. Please choose the ones that align with you. Please choose the ones that fulfill you, bring you joy, and set your heart alight. You do not have to struggle. Choose surrender and let your path light up in front of you. Then take the steps that feel right to your heart, not someone's head. The fairies. My gosh. I mean, we are so in that right now. Everyone is trying to figure out what's going to happen, where we're going next. Is my job still going to be there? There's so many uncertainties, and it can be very scary and overwhelming. And sometimes we think, okay, I'm going to do this, and it's going to work out. And I think a lot of people had ideas about the way this year was going to go that definitely got changed and didn't happen. Just on the simplest things, we had tickets to 4 different concerts that all got postponed. It's like you never know where life is going to shake things up, and you have to let go of that expectation. We talked about it yesterday. But also about being just present and in this, what's going on right now. I think so many people are worried about the future or the past and thinking about different things. It's like they're not being present for what's happening. And we have this great opportunity where the world is kind of stopping and taking a breath. The whole society is kind of slowing down in this way. We've had all these shops close, and there's a lot of fear and chaos and stuff that's happening in that, and you can join in that energy if you want, or you can step out of it for a moment and stop and take this breath and be still and feel yourself. Like I said before in these videos, we are in a time of grief, and when you're in grief, you have to pause. You have to give yourself time to be still. But also when you're still, that's when the messages can come in. That's when the connections can happen. If you're really wanting to work with the fairies, you have to give the space for them to come in. It's like if you're like looking for fairies and running around in every direction, like where are they? Over here, over here, over there. Like you don't give yourself the space to stop and just go, okay, come find me. And that's what it is right now. Be still, feel yourself, and let what's supposed to be for you come find you. Not that you can't have goals and take steps. Not that you can't do things, but it's really a time to look at what we're chasing and what is meant to be for our path to support us. So the action step for day 4. Take a minute to focus on what you are creating. Let yourself daydream of what you want to feel, experience, and do. Ask us to bring you opportunities to take you further on your path. Open to solutions you may have pushed aside previously. Then stay aware through the day of those choice moments. Let yourself be led. Look for signs and follow them. And that's the thing. When you don't give yourself that space of being still, being open, being present, you miss things. If you're still and present, allowing stuff to come to you, then you can get the guidance that comes in. You can find the pieces that are going to lead you to the next step. And again, sometimes people think, well, I can't just sit here and do nothing. Well, you can. Honestly, you can sit there and do nothing. And sometimes, even in that, you'll have revelation about what you really want, what you really need in your life. Sometimes we're so busy trying to go for what we think we want or what we think we need that we're not listening to ourselves and listening to our hearts to do what we really want to do or follow the passions we really want to follow. And on the flip side of that, I'm not saying you have to be totally passive, totally just waiting and not doing anything. You can still take steps forward. You can still look at things. It's more about being aware and present of what's going on around you in the moment, of what you feel in the moment. It's, meditation, people think it's about sitting there being, and let your mind go blank. Well, yeah, there's that part of meditation, but meditation's really about training your mind so you can experience and be aware of everything around you. So you let your mind be blank because you're going into all the sounds around you. You're going to what's the feeling of the air around you. You can go into all those senses and really feel deeply what's inside of you and get that clear. Once that's clear, you don't have that same angst or energy pushing up against you and what you're doing, then you can really clearly see what's going on around you. And not with expectation and not with judgment, just see what's happening. And so for me, I often talk about doing walking meditation or moving meditation where you're just being very present. Like all day long can be a meditation if you're present with what's going on and not in your head trying to figure everything out, not judging everything that's happening, not judging yourself about what you're doing. Or it's like just be here in your skin, breathing, feeling, and experiencing, and see where that leads you. I hope you all have time to really be still and feel yourself today in ways to make it a magical day. Thanks. See you tomorrow.